Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League, showcasing another very powerful team featuring Abomasnow. Abomasnow is an amazing core breaker right now in the Open Great League. It core breaks a lot of the very common teams that we are seeing right now, most notably Noctowl and Lantern. Those are everywhere, and Abomasnow addresses that very powerful core quite well. You just have to protect it from steel types, so Sableye on the safe swap will be on this team to perhaps draw out a flyer like Noctowl, maybe even Altaria, because our back Pokemon, which comes in the form of Gliscor, doesn't perform very well up against flyers. And Sableye, not the strongest safe swap as it has been in the past, but still very much strong. And as mentioned, we've got Gliscor as the closer, because again, Abomasnow struggles horrifically up against steel types, so you want to have some amazing answers to the steels, and there are few better steel counters in this meta than Shadow Gliscor as the closer. I've been really wanting to run Abomasnow as of late in the Great League just because it core breaks a lot, and here we go. Positive lead coming in the form of Trevenant. They make a play in the Lantern. So I kind of just reacted with Gliscor. We could have absolutely stayed in there, as both Sableye and Gliscor can do quite well up against Trevenant, and that's the beauty of this team. Trevenant has nowhere to go, but swapping directly into something like Lantern onto an Abomasnow, it just threw me off. I just reacted, and thank goodness they let that EQ go. Holy smokes. That could have gotten a little dicey if we decided to bait them and mess around with the Lantern. So they do come back in with the Trevenant, gonna fire off this Night Slash, and they shield, so that's beautiful. We'll take a shield advantage. Gliscor putting in work in the Great League. You love to see it. We're gonna call this, could be a Shadow Ball, but we're reading Stunfisk in the back, so that's why we were so comfortable calling that, and looks like they didn't quite appreciate that as they do top left. Good game, well played. There has been no better time to run Abomasnow in the Open Great League than right now for reasons like this. Picking up a nice lead in Noctowl. Of course, they can fight back with super effective fast move pressure from these wing attacks. Looks like they tried to catch an ice weather ball onto a Frostlass. So we're actually going to chip this and go into Sableye to go for an aggressive farm down. That energy ball actually did a lot more damage than I was hoping for. But that is still fine. We're going to let this go. Could be the Shadow Ball. It is. We do survive the Shadow Ball. XL Sableye coming in clutch. We did not want to leave that matchup healthy, so we accomplished what we wanted. Got a nice healthy farm, leaving with energy and minimal health for them to farm. So now we're going to fire off this return. And in hindsight, watching back, it looks like we could have made it to back-to-back foul plays. That's generally what you want to do. If you know you can make it to 2, you go for the back-to-back. If you think you can only make it to 1, you go for the return. So we're going to throw our Abomasnow in here at this point. We're putting the hope and faith in the Gliscor, and it turns out that was an awful idea. Who runs Piloswine in the Open Great League? Oh my goodness. I don't know what they do with the steel types, but good game, well played to them. My jaw literally dropped in real time seeing a friggin' Piloswine in the Great League. That was insane, but here we go. Positive lead. We had a Shadow Vic on the lead. They make a play in a Deoxys, and we meet this with our Sableye. So I think many of us may be able to pick up on what this team comp could be. Generally, if they lead with a Shadow Vic and they safe swap in either a Deoxys or Medicham, you can bet the house that there's a Bastiodon in the back. And if that is the case, we are looking really good here. We let that first Thunderbolt go, gonna fire off a foul play. They shield. This is not flippable for them. They should not be shielding, and we're gonna, oh, and they shield again. Okay. Hey, that's fine. We'll take that. We will give up a shield here to control the alignment, and that's all we'll need. We can now farm this Deoxys down. Massive misplay by them, especially knowing that they have a Shadow Vic, but they are really trying to fight hard for switch here. So we do take out that Deoxys. They come back in with the Shadow Vic with no shields, so we can easily align Abomasnow. And there it is, right on cue. Basti in the back. I think we all know this team by now. And it is nighty-night, sleep tight, as we do have a Gliscor in the back. An excellent answer. We are saying bye-bye to the Basti. And Gliscor is looking to clean this up quite easily, actually. Gonna go for this Night Slash. We all know Shadow Vic is made of absolute paper, and that just about one-shots. One wing attack does the trick. Gliscor going on a rampage, sweeping the end game. That's gonna be a good game, well played. How about Gliscor taking over that last endgame? That was insane. And what's also insane is the amount of leads that Abomasnow dominates. We had a Trevenant, they make a play into a Registeel, and we had just the answer, guys. Abomasnow, its Achilles heel are those steel types, which is why we've got Gliscor in the back. We tank a Zap Cannon, no problem. We cannot tank a second one, however, because we are a Shadow. So we do let that first one go. We do get the attack drop, which is unfortunate for us. Gonna fire off this EQ and look to take switch here, but they shield. Holy smokes. That's the beauty of leading Abomasnow in this meta, guys. It forces trainers to try and win impossible mid-game matchups that they have no hope of winning. We do shield the second one. They're trying their very best here, but it's not going to happen for Registeel. Gliscor thoroughly dominates Reggie. We're going for Earthquake number 2, and they finally decide to cut their losses. That is beautiful. We are now even on shields, and we leave the matchup with minimal health for them to farm. They bring in the Dragonair momentarily, revealing their third, giving us precious intel. So now knowing that, not only do we know that there are once again core broken by Abomasnow, but we can easily align Sableye onto this Trevenant here and save our Ice type Abomasnow for their Dragon type Dragonair. Gonna fire off the foul play and see what they want to do. And they do decide to let that go. So now it is Abomasnow time, and it is just about nighty-night sleep tight. So many great league teams, core broken by Abomasnow, which is why you'll want to absolutely run it right now in the Great League. They go for a body slam. We shield that. We are at the back-to-back, and if they want to go down with the ship, they will likely shield this. They do want to go down with the ship, and that is A-okay because we had another Weather Ball locked and loaded for the Dragonair. We say bye-bye, or just about. They top left before they could see their fate played out, and that is okay. Good game, well played to them. Oh my goodness, this Abomasnow team was so much fun, and you guys will see here. We've actually got Surfatch. This was the first battle of the day, and I actually tried replicating the same team that I ran in the Ultra League, but quickly it dawned on me that Metacham would be a problem, so we're rolling with Surfetch for this one battle. We had a Lantern. That's a beautiful lead. They tried to catch an Energy Ball onto their Drapion. Not going to happen. Fully expecting a catch. So we chip with a Weather Ball, and we dip into our Surfetch, and they go Sludge Bomb. Holy smokes, but we hang on. Oh, I was not expecting that because most trainers know that Crunch is generally enough, but my goodness, we hang on by a slither of health. I'm just speechless that we hung on by that. We were able to pressure a shield. We come in with Gliscor to take that Drapion out, and they come back in with the Lantern, hit us with a Surf, and that is fine. We do survive a Surf, and they cannot farm down. Trying to catch an EQ. Oh, this traitor's trying to catch here left, right, and center, and we are not falling for it one bit. Gonna chip this Noctowl to make this Abomasnow matchup a little bit easier here. Gonna have to shield up the Sky Attack. That would actually one-shot from this health range. So we will shield that up and just look to get to the back-to-back, but they realize that they have been core broken by Abomasnow, and they do top left. Good game, well played to them. So many trainers sleeping on Abomasnow. They're not prepared for it, which is why it is core breaking left and right. And here we go, a Dedenne. You don't see these too often. I've run Dedenne quite a bit in the past myself, but this is quite all right, guys. Dedenne is not known for its bulk. Gonna go for the Weather Ball. And we do have to be careful of a potential play rough that would do a metric ton of damage as Dedenne hits like an absolute truck. So we will shield that up and look to win lead here. And they make a play into a Trevenant. So we're going to align our flyer Gliscor onto this, as Gliscor, although it can hit that Dedenne for EQ, it takes a while to get there. So this is the proper alignment. They have to throw Shadow Ball to KO us. Even though we are Shadow, even a Seed Bomb from a Trevenant would not quite KO. And they go for the bait. We decided to call that, and we were successful in doing so. So now they are forced to throw back-to-back Seed Bombs, dumping their energy. So we know that they are now energy dry. So what that means is that they will not make it to a Shadow Ball in time, which means that we can farm this thing all the way down to Funky Town and leave with loaded energy. And it's going to be interesting to see. They come in with a double here. So what we're going to do is chip this with an energy ball and dip into Sableye, because we do survive a potential payback. They don't want to stick around for that, and they make a play back into Dedenne. We know that this is just a discharge, but we want to really put in work on that double and perhaps grab a second shield. And we knew that we could just farm that Dedenne right down, and they knew that there was no hope for that poor double, even down on shields on our end. Good game, well played to them. Oh, it was astounding. I wish I had began running Abomasnow sooner in the Great League. I keep saying this, guys. It was core breaking a lot. And here we go. We had an Azumarill. They make a play into a Steelix. So very interesting. What we're going to do, we did not react fast enough. Threw me off completely. You don't see Steelix too often, so we're going to let them dump their energy here and swap to clear that debuff into Sableye here. Not sure what else they could have in the back behind Azumarill. They're running Steelix, which is quite spicy for the Open Great League, so we know that they have to land something significant, and they have built all the way up to a potential EQ, and we don't want Azumarill on our Gliscor, so we do want to control alignment, and we do successfully shield up the big EQ. They can go Psychic Fangs all they want. That is massively resisted with our Dark typing, and we can just go for the aggressive farm down here. Leaving with loaded energy, we are debuffed and down a shield, and they've got a Stunfisk in the back, so they reveal their third. That is beautiful. We will take that precious intel all the way to the bank, because we now know how to align our Pokemon. And we're just going to rip off these foul plays just as fast as we get to them here up against the G-Fisk. And we are now drawing shields. I think they're trying to go for a farm down, banking on that debuff. But XL Sableye has something to say about that, going for another foul play. And basically taking out the G-Fisk, taking out the Steelix, and almost taking out the G-Fisk. I don't want to hear about Sableye not being as good. It's still pretty darn good. So now, knowing their team, as they did reveal their third, going to bring in our Gliscor onto the Stunfisk. We tank a Rock Slide, no problem. The aggro swap back into Azu. Shields are now even, and we do outpace this Azumarill here. Going to go for the Energy Ball. They can definitely tank this, but they choose to shield, so they realize that they're kind of up against it here a little bit. And we don't know the moveset on this Azumarill. A Play Rough would be disastrous, so we will shield this. It's just an Ice Beam, so they may not be running Play Rough. That's beautiful. And we're going to fire off this Energy Ball here. Doesn't KO, but it comes darn close to KOing, and we want to make it to another one. This is just an Ice Beam, guys, and we are not a squishy Shadow, so we survived the Ice Beam long enough to take out the Azu. Abomasnow coming in super clutch. We get to this, and we're saying bye-bye to the Azu. And now it is Nighty-Night Sleep Tight. Gliscor is going to run right over that Stunfisk. That's going to be a good game. Well played to them. So if you're not sold on Abomasnow by now, I don't know what's going to sell you. But here we go. Bastiodon Lead. This is in Nightmare Lead. Obviously, we're making a play in this Sableye. And they come in with Trevenant. So very interesting. This could be a number of teams, but one team that comes to mind is team number 1 from my top 5 best teams for the Great League, which runs Bastiodon Lead, Trev, and Medicham in the back. So that's kind of what we're reading by now. Team number 1 is quite strong. A lot of people do run it. So we're happy to take out this Trevenant here. We thoroughly dominate Trevenant. This is just a Seed Bomb. We can let this go. We did not want to get one shot by a Shadow Ball because Switch is absolutely crucial here. And if it is team number 1 and there is a Medi in the back, that we're not out of the woods just yet if that is the case. If that is the case, not impossible, but it will be very close. So we are just ripping off these foul plays on the Bastiodon and getting it down to half health Sableye, putting in the work. And we're going to align Gliscor, of course, onto this Bastiodon. We are going to have to tank a move in the process because I'm thinking this is team number 1 from my top 5 best teams for the Great League, and we will need a shield up against a potential Medicham as they could get to a Ice Punch. So just going to overload as much as we can and look to take out the Bastiodon. They do let that go. And it is team number 1 from my top 5 best teams, guys. It is confirmed. There is a Medi in the back, which has us extremely nervous. Gonna preserve Gliscor just in case we need it, just in case we have to play for a potential simultaneous KO. Gonna just build up to the back-to-back and go for the Weather Ball here and see what they want to do. They let that go, so now I was thinking about making a play for a simul KO, and now it is confirmed. That's exactly what we're going to do. Not going to throw a move because we cannot afford to let them sneak through a super effective counter. This is just a nice punch. It will not KO. We are not a shadow. We just need one more Powder Snow. We get that Powder Snow, so now it is a simul. That is beautiful. Played that about as well as we could have, and does not count as a loss. Good game, well played to them. Oh, that last one got a little sweaty going up against Team 1 for my top 5 best teams. My goodness. And here we go. Beautiful lead. That's a dream lead coming in the form of Altaria. They make a play into a Toxicroak. So team reading, Altaria, Toxicroak in the back. There could absolutely be a Registeel. That's what we're reading. That was a very common team last season. And let's be real, guys. Nothing has changed this season from last season. So it's a good bet to make. So we're reading Reggie in the back here. We do, of course, have Sableye onto this Toxicroak. You do have to shield one of the Mud Bombs, and they generally let the Foul Play go, which will allow you to farm down, and we do tank the second Mud Bomb. So now we are down a shield. We leave with minimal health, but we've got energy loaded for that Altaria that is undoubtedly going to come back in. Again, I wasn't quite sure I would make it to the back-to-back, so we do go for the big return. That is what you want to do if you think that you will only make it to one move. And now we're going to bring in Abomasnow, and oh my goodness, I was expecting Reggie. I would have stayed in on, it's an Empoleon. Empoleon was the last steel type I was predicting. Holy smokes. So here we are, guys. They do shield. That definitely was not an EQ, and they definitely did not shield that, but we will take that all day. And they throw energy. Beautiful. We'll take that 100%. So now gonna go for this energy ball here and fully expecting a shield from this Empoleon. But no, they don't shield. Holy smokes. I don't know what they're doing, but they are absolutely giving us a shot here. Going to shield up the Drill Peck. We absolutely have to shield. We know that Altaria does have some residual energy. I had honestly lost track of how much. So we need a back-to-back. Going to go for Weather Ball number 1 here. Grabbing the shield, and we were 1 Powder Snow off. Thank goodness they were not at a Sky Attack, because that means that we are saying bye-bye to the Altaria. And now the question is, can we farm down with double resisted Powder Snows? We do, just as they are getting to a Drill Peck. Holy smokes. Talk about some sweaty battles, guys. That is the team. Holy smokes. Good game, well played to our opponent. And a lot of these battles were very sweaty, but that makes for a very exciting video, right, guys? So, yeah, Abomasnow. Definitely something to seriously consider in the Open Great League, as we will have it for another week starting next week when the leagues reset. So I wanted to present a very solid team that can core break a lot of the common teams that we are seeing right now, most notably Lantern and Noctowl. But as we saw in this video, Trevenant and Lantern is also a very powerful core, and everything else in between. Abomasnow, very strong, very good in general. You have to protect it from the steel types, and we definitely have that with Sableye and Gliscor. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.